Okay, so accidentally cut off the video, but I'm gonna go ahead and take over where I stopped. So we're talking about variables. Basically, using the same information and you're using variables. So the easy way to do it is go ahead and make some spaces, and then you're gonna basically copy, Control C, and paste it, V. And where it says print and this parenthesis, I would just take all of that and put an A equals and then take off the ending of it like this, and now you have a variable statement. So what I'm going to do is again it's b equals and take off the end and it's a b. So then I'm going to do that to all of them. So I'm going to c equals, and of course I have to take the parenthesis off. The parenthesis is more or less just a way of just telling the computer that in the print statement anything's inside of here you're going to print. So I'm going to take this off. This is letter D. Oops, forgot the print quotation. Then this is an E equals, and take off the end. If you notice, the colors kind of indicate something's wrong too because it was red. And last but not least is F equals football, and stop right there. Now the thing is, the trick is, I have to tell the computer now using variables, I need to print A. And since you're doing, since the computer knows that whatever A is this, you don't have to put quotation marks. You just have to put A, B, C, D, E, and last but not least is F. And as long as your code looks correct, you punch run. Bang, that's it. And of course, you can take these spaces out if you want to. Then Shift, Control, and the button above number 6, and take a picture of this like that. Copy to clipboard, go down, copy to the clipboard, and put it right there. Control V, bang. Now I'm on number 3. So if you notice the pattern, of course I closed my W3 out too, so I'm gonna have to open it up. If I was not closing anything out, like like following the correct pattern, I would have I would have Python open, and if I was following everything, you would notice that I was first on Hello World, and then if you keep going all the way to the bottom, you go next. Gives you a whole bunch of things about Python and the syntax and everything. But let's see. I'm trying to get to variables because it talks about installing. I wouldn't worry about that either. Syntax. Here you go. So it talks about the indentions, but what I'm starting on is the Python variables. So we just did the hello world and we just fixed all of that. And even if you go to try me, you'll see how it looks. It looks similar to what we've done. So the next step is to look at number 3. Now adding 2 comments. So the thing is, and I closed it again, didn't I? Sorry. So, anyways, I'm gonna go over here and get back in it again. It's really not hard. I'm not really doing it on purpose, but it doesn't really hurt you to know where everything is. If you're here at the top, all you do is go with the triple lines, go to tutorials, find programming, learn Python, and then it'll open this up again. Okay, sorry about that. I had to hit pause. Now the thing is, looking at comments. So basically, if you take it even says now add 2 comments to your code, and that describes the variable section and the print section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and to do a comment, if you look at the actual, and I'm going to move this over here, makes it a little bit easier. If you notice on the comments, it's a hashtag. That's all it is. So if I really wanted to put a comment, I would drop it one line and then go hashtag. This is the variable section. And then of course I need to do the print. So then I just, and you could, you could, if you want to save some time, Control C, Control V. This is the print section. There you go. And if you punch run just to make sure that everything's fine. It should come up exactly the same as it did, and it did. And then I do a Control Shift and the button above number 6, and I copy it, and I copy the clipboard. Make sure you do that because a Chromebook is professional and not copying it. So then you go to this right here. You go and find the spot where it belongs, which is right between 3 and 4. Um, Control V, bang. There, we finished that one. Now, finally, it looks like finally that's the last one. So we're on number 4 is the last one for today. Finally, we're going to create a code for comments. There are 3 different types of codes for comments that you got to understand. One is the single line comment. Another is a comment in a command line, and then the last is multiple line comments. So a good example is you see this one right here. This is a single line comment, and then you have a comment in a command line. So what we would do is like let's just say I wanted to say hashtag, and you notice how close I'm going to put it. Hashtag. This is the value for the f variable. See, and if you run it, it shouldn't have an impact. If it does, it's probably the spacing. But as soon as they see that hashtag, it's like it ignores everything after it. So that's a command, a comment in a command line. The last one is a multiple comment, which is you put a hashtag, you put this is, then you drop down to the next line, you put another hashtag. And the hashtag is shift 3, by the way. This is the end, then another hashtag of the code, period. Now I've actually commented here with a single line, here with a comment in a command line, and then a multiple um, comment line. So then I'm going to do a shift control the button above number 6. And I'm going to get that whole section right here. Bang. And it's the same code that we were using before, so it's really not a big deal. Now, it's not always going to be that simple, so don't get, like, oh, yeah, Mr. Winslow, that's pretty easy. Then all I had to do is turn this in, submit it to the assignment, and then that's it. Remember, if you can't submit it like you're supposed to, go ahead and email it to me. It does take a little bit longer for me to do it, but it gets done. And thank you. And I'm gonna work on the next video so you guys can understand what to do.